Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged and in my personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not personal, you guys. And the Copyright Act is in my description box. So we need to get into something else I wanted to talk about regarding the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I'm talking about these two couples in this video because they mailed in their scene so bad that it is not even worth wasting the time of recording a separate video for each of them. No. The Scotts, I don't know what's going on. You would think Maurice, he seems so shell-shocked about this DUI. The whole scene with Kimmy, where she's trying to be the supportive wife, she's trying to say, okay, what is it do I need to do? Where can we go from here so that something like this doesn't happen again? And Maurice is like, well, I don't know if you can help me. I've never been through this before. I am a perfect citizen. You know, I've done this out here before. I've always, drunk and drive and never gotten caught. So this is all new to me. Of an arrest, right? Of having something on my record, because I'm Martin Luther King Jr., There's nothing you can do. I have to figure it out myself, because I have to find it, so I have all the answers. I don't want you anywhere near this. And it's like, really? You guys are filming this scene, right? However, this is the same weekend as Funky Dineva's Bash in Huntsville, right? Where the entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was party all the time. It was partying nonstop. Drinks were flowing everywhere. And then this DUI happens in the middle of it, right? And you would think that after the DUI, Maurice is going to lay low, right? But no, let's roll up with the Lambo and let everybody know that Maurice got out of jail. Free Reese. And then more drinks are flowing and more partying is taking place. As if you weren't just arrested. So how am I supposed to take this scene seriously when it just seems like nobody cares? It seems that nobody cares the seriousness of a DUI, the implications of a DUI, and all of these things, you guys. It just seems like it's just, it's just something else that happened, but we'll just sweep this under the rug too. And this is the whole reason. This is why this cast continues to discuss Mel and Tal, because you can't even make something of this DUI storyline. You can't take accountability and say, listen, I was wrong. I should not have been drinking. I should not have been driving. I should have got an Uber. I should have took a taxi or X, Y, and Z, right? Or maybe I was doing something else I wasn't supposed to, and the DUI was a result, right? Was my karma for that, right? But no, there's no accountability. There's no responsibility at all. This is embarrassing. This is not a good example for my kids. I embarrassed my wife and none of that. It's like, I don't know if you could do anything for me. Well, then fine. Fend for yourself then. Fend for yourself, right? But it's just a joke anyways, because it got dismissed. But nonetheless, I think he completed whatever for first-time offenders. But let me tell you this. If he was in my state or some other states, he wouldn't have gotten off scot-free because they take DUI seriously. So anyways, we have to talk about Ken and Trish, you guys. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what happened in the scene because I was so bored. I truly was. I think there's issues with the fake divorce that they signed in the last episode, that something wasn't correctly notarized. I can't with this lie. I can't with this fake storyline, you guys. I mean, even Tubi has better acting than this. There was never a divorce that was filed, is the problem. That's why the whole scene, it as a whole, was a hot mess. There was no divorce. You didn't file for divorce, Trish, until right before the filming of the reunion. Like, this is my frustration. Is the push so hard for this narrative that Marquez is a deadbeat, Marquez is a horrible person, blah, 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 blah. He finally comes on the show after setting the tone for the first couple months that he's MIA, he doesn't see the kids, he doesn't talk to kids. Come to find out, he does see the kids, he does talk to the kids, maybe not in the capacity as before when he was living with his wife. But then we have Ken, who wants a prize in every scene for dealing with yet another married woman with kids. And really wants to make it as though, you know, these kids are his kids. And the previous woman he was with that was also married, that's his daughter too, right? That these are all his kids. But he wants to present it as if the father is not involved at all. And that is not the case here, you guys. Marquez is involved and apparently has just moved back to Huntsville full time to be that involved. And even was posting, you know, him picking up his daughter from school and all these things. A complete opposite, a complete 180 than what the show is portraying right now. So that's my beef, is the show is trying to push, hey, Marquez is a deadbeat, Marquez is nowhere to be found as far as these kids go. I'm the dad that stepped in. I am the one who is messing with a married woman for several years now, and even when me and her started together, we both were in other situations as well. Instead of doing the right thing, which would have been, let me wait until this divorce is final, and you keep talking about in these scenes how bad you want to marry Trish, and she's in no hurry whatsoever to divorce Marquez. Any type of hiccup, any type of stipulation that delays this divorce, Trish is celebrating inside. She cannot contain the excitement, you guys. But then I guess the climax of this scene is, you know, they're having something else that they're thinking about inviting Marquez to. And, you know, they wanted to rehash, I guess, because the oldest had just recently graduated from high school. And they talked about the fact that Marquez was there. But then there was something odd about the story that they said that Marquez needed gas money to drive up from Atlanta to Huntsville. And I'm just confused, you guys. I'm truly confused. Because isn't Ken doing interviews basically saying how successful Marquez is? That how he always has a job, that he is well connected, that Marquez's father or somebody has ties to the music industry with a lot of, you know, the black R&B and hip hop artists and all this. Didn't that come out of Ken's mouth? That it wasn't a financial type of thing, that basically Ken just wants all the credit for being involved in these kids' lives. But nobody ever really said, hey, this is a money issue or that this is somebody struggling. Ken just said in an interview the other day that Marquez had a nice condo in Atlanta. And for all intents and purposes, it's what, maybe like a 3-hour drive from Atlanta to Huntsville? Like I'm just kind of confused. I'm confused with the narrative. Something is not adding up. And maybe Marquez is right that he didn't, quote, follow the script of him being such a horrible father and just has no means to do anything, has no background to do anything, is just dirt poor, can't afford a couple of hours to come to Huntsville to see his kids. I'm just not buying it, you guys. I'm not. Ken literally just said, you guys, when he just had this interview, how successful Marquez was, how resourceful he is, and that he had this nice condo that he lives with his brother in Atlanta, and that he just bought a house in Huntsville. So he can do all these things. He has all this success with being able to purchase properties and living in nice condos, but he can't afford gas to drive up to his son's graduation. It just doesn't make any sense. I feel like something else happened, but they're deflecting to this. And then Ken is pissed because Marquez said basically, thank you, right? And Ken, for some reason, interpreted this as Marquez was thanking him for the gas money, which I don't buy. I don't buy this whole thing. Something's off with this story, right? I feel like either maybe they went in on a present of sorts for the kid or something. I feel like the money went elsewhere, whether it was towards a gift or something else. But they're trying to spin it as, hey, he couldn't even afford to be, to even drive up here, right? It's just not, something is not right there. Something, as Phaedra Parks would say from Real Housewives of Atlanta, something in the milk ain't clean. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean, y'all. But I think Marquez, what he was doing, Ken, he was thanking you by basically saying, hey, you're my wife's boyfriend. You do not have to be here for my son's graduation because I'm the actual father, even though you desperately want to convince the people that you're the father. And people are making a big deal about the kid's expression on his face versus the kid's expression and pictured in with Ken and Trish and everything else, that he's smiling in their picture and everything else. I am not going to make a big deal about that. I'm not, because if you look at other pictures on Mr. Make It Happen's Instagram, there's a lot more pictures of where that came from, where him and his son are giving like that, that smeeze type of pose, right? Where you're not smiling, right? Where you're just kind of giving like, hey, I'm a flex, but I'm not going to smile, right? That's what it was giving, at least to me, right? Like, maybe that's Marquez and his son's dynamic, but I didn't feel like he was going to be cheesing. Why would he cheese in a picture with his parents when he knows that there's something dysfunctional going on with his parents? Like, make it make sense, right? But I am just over this whole Ken and Trish thing, that they're trying to make this that we're a happy family and Marquez is nothing. There's nothing that he has anything to do with this. And it's just like, are we watching, the same thing? Because you guys are presenting a completely different narrative on social media as the show is airing. You went from saying, you Ken, on social media that the divorce was final months ago, to now saying that the divorce is not final and that it was just filed. Even though you filmed scenes back in May, quote unquote, signing divorce papers. No. And still, you went from on the show talking about how urgent it is to marry Trish to now saying in interviews, there's no rush for the marriage. We can, take all the time that we need. No. There's something else up. There is a big missing puzzle piece to this story, you guys. And we need to get to the bottom of it. Because either there's something still there with Trish and Marquez, or they all agreed to this, or maybe Marquez was in the dark and didn't know the extent of what this storyline was going to be. And now that he's not, quote, playing ball, they're even going harder with trying to push this narrative. And it's just awkward. It is just awkward. And so, but it's so crazy how easily manipulated these fans are. These people who watch the show, they're easily influenced by these reality shows, and they never question the turn of events. They never say, isn't this odd that we went from, Marquez showing on social media he's an active father, but on the show, they're showing a completely different thing. We have Ken saying on interviews that Marquez is successful and always has a job and has big-time jobs making buku bucks, has a nice condo, just bought a house in Huntsville, but on the show, he can't afford to drive a couple of hours to his son's graduation. But you just talked about the ties that his father, his family has in the music industry in Atlanta, of some of the greats. Like, which is it? Which side of the coin is it? Is Marquez a deadbeat and broke? Or is he an involved father? Maybe not in the capacity that he should be because he up and left, but is an involved father, has his own money, has his own success, and there's another reason that the divorce keeps getting delayed. Like, we need to tell the truth, you guys. That's all I'm asking. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.